I remember the summer and the Warped Tour. I remember... What's that? No Blink? No Blink 182 on the Warped Tour.
Okay, well, let's just little bit.
The entire lineup is finally here for the 2025 Vans Warped Tour. Let's talk about it. So the Warped Tour has been releasing a few bands pretty much every damn... It's been like, what, 30 days of the Vans Warped Tour, and they've been releasing bands periodically, but we finally have the full lineup. And initially, I know a lot of people didn't like this. Some people did like it. Personally, I think it makes sense. I mean, I know normally, we don't want to talk about the business of all of this. We want to just talk about the music, but it made sense instead of just doing one big day where Vans Warped Tour controlled, all of the alternative rock kind of media. They've been maybe not trending every day, but every day people have been talking about the Vans Warped Tour. So on that front, it does make a lot of sense. Since this is the Vans Warped Tour, a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia, a lot of nostalgic memories tied to it. So there was a lot of... Warped Tour was under a microscope, let's say, on what bands they chose, what bands they didn't choose. I mean, a lot of people were already complaining about that it's only in 3 cities, and it's not like the Vans Warped Tour that they remembered. But let's not forget here, despite all the criticism, despite all the complaining, 2 of the Vans Warped Tour dates out of the 3 were completely sold out before one band was announced. If you buy a ticket to a festival before a single band is announced, and then your favorite band or the band that you were expecting to be there isn't there, I don't think you get to complain. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing like happens in video games all the time. Don't pre-order a video game and then complain that it's a big buggy mess that needs, a day 1 patch, and it's all fine in like a month or 2. Don't pre-order video games, and don't buy tickets to a festival if you're not 100%, prepared to go there despite whatever the lineup happens to be. Just my 2 cents. So let's dive into it. We're not going to go into every single band, but we'll just kind of go through some of the ones that pop out at me. Initially, right off the bat, I know what everyone was expecting. Everybody was expecting Blink 182 and or My Chemical Romance, and I think that I did say Blink, I'm pretty sure. And I still think Blink might maybe get announced. I mean, they're so tied with Warped Tour. But, what those tickets are going for, what Blink and My Chemical Romance can charge, it almost doesn't work. Either this ticket for the Vans Warped Tour, if Blink or My Chemical Romance was going to be on one of these dates, the tickets would be so much more expensive, or you just don't have that band on the Warped Tour. You kind of have to pick and choose. And right off the bat, I know each city kind of has a different lineup, but I do think that every city has a pretty decent mix of old bands and newer bands, that really haven't had their moment yet. I mean, we have 303, some nostalgia, 408. I mean, 408 has been all over TikTok and stuff like that. So, I mean, that makes sense. Cartel, Carpool, some newer bands, nostalgia, Bowling for Soup, Boys Like Girls. What do we have here? 4 Year Strong, one of the most underrated bands in the scene. Drain, a relatively, new band. Hawthorne Heights, Heart Attack Man, I Am the Avalanche. Shout out to I Am the Avalanche. I'm recently getting into more of their stuff. I never really listened to them when they were, active. Knuckle Puck, Koyo, Less Than Jake, Let Live is back. A Little Lotus, more modern kind of emo rap in there. Magnolia Park, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Machine Gun Kelly. We've talked about him on the channel a lot, but either I'll post it here or go back to any one of the videos where I talk about Machine Gun Kelly. Look at the comments of any of his pop punk era albums, or even that one, I'm Not Okay. I think that's a song title with Youngblood. And if you just look at the comments of those videos, it's all comments of like, wow, I can't believe rock music is back. Machine Gun Kelly is bringing rock music back. He's bringing pop punk music back. This reminds me of, 2000s pop punk or 2000s emo. I mean, the Youngblood, I'm Not Okay, whatever that song is called with Machine Gun Kelly, and Youngblood, that is a 2000s pop punk music video. Motion City Soundtrack, Legends, Nothing Nowhere, Origami Angel, Oxymoron's a band that's really underrated, talked about them on the channel before, Pennywise, I think they've been the band that's been on the Warped Tour the most. They got to be like the first or second in that slot. What do we got here? Seosin, Saturdays at Your Place, again, a newer emo band. Census Fail, Scaring Kids, Silverstein, I heard the new album is very good. Simple Plan, Legends, again, State Champs, 2010s, Straight Manifesto, Sublime, a Sweet Pill, newer band, The Main, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Wonder Years, We Came as Romans, We the Kings. Young Gravy is, I have like a picture of who Young Gravy is. It's like pop rap, right? I'm not blanking. A Day to Remember, Asking Alexandria, Black Veil Brides, Black Bear, some more Bowling for Soup, Cartel. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Dexter and the Moon Rocks, another band that really kind of used TikTok to gain a lot of exposure within the scene. CKY, that's crazy. Who doesn't love CKY? Some Dropkick Murphys, Drug Church, Sub 4 You're Strong again, Drain again, Go-Go Bordello, always great no matter like what kind of a festival setting it happens to be. If you've never seen Go-Go Bordello live, do it, you won't be disappointed. Honey Revenge, Jack K's, Johnnie Guilbert, Jaden X or whatever, more of like that TikTok stuff. And I don't mean to be like disparaging, especially with like Johnnie Guilbert and Jaden. I mean, I've talked about and defended, TikTok in various different videos about how there isn't a lot of mainstream outlets for emo, pop punk, punk rock, metal, ska, metalcore, hardcore, whatever, the entire alternative rock music scene. And a lot of bands like Dexter and the Moon Rocks, for example, used that new outlet, TikTok, to promote their music. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. And Johnnie Guilbert, there's going to be a lot of people that probably go to this Warped Tour in Long Beach for Johnnie Guilbert. He's super popular. That makes sense. Warped Tour books popular bands. Little Lotus, Magnolia Park, Mom Jeans. I mean, if we're talking about bands that blew up on TikTok, I know Mom Jeans had obviously released music before TikTok kind of really blew up, but the Mom Jeans song that I'm blanking on the name of is all over. Like anytime I open up a sports edit, I know it's going to be the Mom Jeans song. Pennywise again. Anybody like Crazy New Scene Queen? All American Rejects, that's cool. I mean, All American Rejects have been kind of they had that thing with like When We Were Young where they dropped, right, because they didn't want to like play an album in full. So cool to see them here. The Interrupters, Wonder Years again. Zulu is on here. That's cool, really cool. A hardcore band that we've talked about before on the channel. And the last date, the Orlando date here. I'm trying to just see if there's anybody like crazy that jumps out at me. Gym Class Heroes. I don't know, maybe I missed them on the previous two, but that's awesome to see them. Gilbert, Less Than Jake, Let Live Again, Machine Gun Kelly again. I don't think there's... Noelle Sucks is an underrated newer artist. When did I talk about her? I talked about her EP, the song Life is Sweet. Life is so sweet. Put that EP in my... No, I did. In my best of like 2024 list, if I could, shout out that video. Super, like, it's like lo-fi emo. I don't even know like how I would describe it. Really cool. Definitely check her out if you haven't. What do we got? Streetlight again. State Champs. Story of the Year. I don't think they were on it. Taylor Acorn. Again, I love that. The Certified Depressant EP. Check that one out. That's like... an EP that I shared to some friends who, love all the early 2000s emo and pop punk stuff. And I was like, hey, like you guys probably should like this. It kind of has that super vibe of like the early 2000s. So if you're looking for music like that, definitely check out that EP. And I believe she released either an album or another EP super recently. Maybe not like this year. Maybe it was like late last year, but definitely check that one out as well. So once the entire lineup was released, you can see this tweet from Vans Warped Tour that we're going to get a few more surprises all the way in May 19th. That's kind of crazy. Like if we're looking through, we'll just take this one, for example. Obviously there's like a good chunk of bands that are blurred out, but I mean, if it was Blink-182 or My Chemical Romance, I don't think they would just be like, plopped into any one of these places. But then again, if you're like holding out for, a big announcement, you would not want Blink or My Chemical Romance just to be a part of any one of your other regular announcements. You would want it to be like one big standalone announcement. So to everybody who wants Blink, My Chemical Romance, or some, bigger band in the scene that I can't think of right now to play on this year's Warped Tour, there's still hope. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And again, thanks for watching.